Okay, we're recording. Hello, everyone. My name is Danielle Pfeiffer, independent consultant and also regional vice president with Arbonne. Today is July 25th. Have you evaluated where you are for the year yet? If not, now is the perfect time to do it, because some of us must be sitting here thinking, but it's already half over. No. It's just beginning, because as we know in this business, just like each month we have, for some reason, we just work a little harder at the end of it. So any dreams you have for this year, for 2018, if you even considered throwing them by the wayside, do not do that, because there's lots of year left. I'm excited tonight. We have Rachel, and I think if I pronounce it correctly, it's Estrada. Could that be right? Okay. So Rachel's going to be jumping on and sharing her story with us. So Rachel, go ahead and unmute yourself and take it away.
Hi. When my husband and I were first married, we didn't have a healthy lifestyle. Didn't even know what that looked like. It was really hard to. We definitely did a lot of unhealthy stuff. My mom has always tried to rub off health and nutrition on me, but I hated salad. I lived on Pepsi. Then my first son, Dominic, was born 2 months early due to severe complications. He was in the NICU for 2 months, and I was in the ICU for a week. So like, as a new mom, I started realizing like I needed to make some huge lifestyle changes, not just for myself, but for my family. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last 6 years. But like I've been eating healthy, exercising a lot, and I still have had a lot of scary health issues, like aura migraines, where I'll have like blindness for 20 minutes and then the debilitating headache that is a migraine, you know, a lot of stuff that's like no energy, insomnia, dizziness, mental fog, just a lot of things that kind of weigh me down and make me feel like I can't do my day. I wake up in the morning and like I just feel completely overwhelmed with this whole sense of just unwellness just weighing me down. So that's where I started asking myself, like, okay, if I'm doing all the healthy things, why am I feeling so awful? And that's when I met Elaine Friend. It's like God knew. He brought her into my life. And so we were doing play dates for boys, and she mentioned having her own health and wellness business. And it's funny, I instantly was like, oh no, not another vitamin nut person. I didn't know what Arbonne was. I just like instantly just had this like mindset. So I was super close to it, but she was really faithful at being like, listen, you know, I just want to tell you, I just want to share with you. So finally, after like 2 months of like putting her off, we met up for coffee, and it's amazing how fast my attitude shifted from being super close to then, like, as she was telling me just what Arbonne was and their high standards, like their ingredient policy and the detoxification, like all of that, I was just blown away. I flipped in like a few minutes. Like, I literally wanted to stock my whole house with Arbonne products. But by the end of our meeting, like I wanted to tell everybody I know about Arbonne, and I hadn't even tried a thing, which is not me. So it's amazing. It was just like Arbonne was the best kept secret. Where have you been all my life? Arbonne, I'm finding, is like unlike anything else out there. It is a life changer. It's a vehicle that takes you places, and the sky's the limit, honestly. She told me about her sister Marie and how Marie has achieved 3 of 4 leadership levels, which is full-time pay on part-time hours while staying home with her 3 kids. Like, incredible. And she plans on retiring her husband this year, and he's my age. Like, that's insane. That's just, I've never heard of anything like that before. So yeah, I almost fell out of my chair when I heard that. And so I stopped asking myself, like, what if I can't do this? Like, that's silly. Like, that's the wrong question. And I started asking myself, okay, what if I can? What if my husband and I, as a team, could take our future in our hands and live life by our own design and choosing? So I put aside my great fear and my self-doubt, and I jumped in, and I'm so glad that I did, because the Arbonne, like the whole team behind you, is incredible people who are like-minded, who support you and want you to succeed. There is a very simple, proven system for success that works. and it's amazing to be able to get paid to do, like, to empower other people, to help them attain their health and financial goals. It's just beautiful. I'm really excited to see what the future holds. I know that Arbonne is going to change my family's life. It's already changed my health. I've done the 30-day detox program, and I have not had a migraine in 2 months, and that's huge. My energy is unlike, it's just out. It's crazy. I have so much energy. I'm focused and present. I don't have mood swings. I'm not eating all the time. Like, I feel better than I have felt in maybe ever. My mom has even noticed a huge difference in me, and she's just like, why are you answering the phone? Like, you don't do that. My, I don't know, personality changed too, but I just feel really great. Maybe you've come today as a favor to a friend like I had. Maybe you are looking for a change in your life. You might go home with a few products today, or maybe you'll go home and you won't be able to sleep, because I couldn't sleep either. I was so excited. I'm looking for people to partner and train in this business, who are looking for more from life. So if this is you, please come talk to me, ask me questions. I would love to meet you and meet up with you for coffee and just talk to you about this, because Arbonne is a gift for everyone, and if I can do this, so can you.
Can I sign up? Can I join? That was awesome. Thank you so much. We can tell you're sharing from your heart. And that's what this is. Like, that's when you'll see a difference in your business, is where you just open your heart and just start talking to people and show them what you've seen, and do a little lean in, lean out, which I think we'll hear about. Actually, Brooke Lowry is going to do the takeaway on Mo. Is that right, Elaine? Can you give me a thumbs up? Okay. And she did a recording for us, but unfortunately, technology issues, I can't access the recording. It's at her house. So she's going to go ahead and post it on our Facebook page. So I'm going to ask Elaine Friend, since we just went from, because I think Elaine's your sponsor, right? So we're going to ask Elaine to jump on. For those who don't know, we had a leadership retreat this past weekend in Lake Tahoe with the best of the best. So not only do we have our upline, Carlita Nelson, number 10 income earner in Arbonne. So like, what are we talking? We're talking 6-figure income monthly. And then we had our national vice president, Tammy Higginbotham, was there. And on top of the other national vice presidents within Carlita's organization, she had a special guest speaker, which was Mo Boger. If you don't know Mo, 90 hours a week, neuroscientist, like crazy, crazy life. Son had a rare brain disease, 24 misdiagnosis. She laid in that hospital bed and prayed for, she said, if you save his life, I'll find a different way to do my life, because I know I'm not living my life the way I want to, working 90 hours a week with a family at home. She did not think Arbonne is what God was going to give her, but Arbonne is what came her way. And after saying no for a while, she finally said yes. And now she's left that. She's left medicine to pursue a career of still helping people, but something that gives her the time, freedom, and flexibility to put what's first for her. So that's awesome that we had the opportunity to hear from her. So tonight, you're going to have the opportunity to hear from us who are there and share some takeaways. So Elaine, if you would unmute yourself, you can go first and tell us who you're talking about.
Cool. Well, hello, guys. Thank you, Danielle. And Rachel, that was amazing. It like totally warms my heart. Like I can't, and Rachel lives right down the road. So we get to play together. Our boys get to be together. And God knew He's blessed us so much. So anyway, I love you. Okay. So what I'm going to share, I'm sharing on, we had one of the guest trainers that Zoomed in was Debbie Neal. If you don't know who Debbie Neal is yet, just YouTube Debbie Neal and you'll find out real fast. She is a powerhouse in Arbonne. She is relentless, and I think of that word because she always talks about relentless. That is like her to the core. And it's funny because I love her to death, but she is usually not the one that really speaks through to me, because I usually have pretty big vision. I dream big, at least I thought I did. And I usually have all of these, I'm the dreamer. But she actually really spoke to me at the retreat, as well as every single leader. You guys, it's really hard to sum this up. because you're going to hear through it through my lens, but I'm sure that everyone took a little bit of something different away from Debbie Neal's and everybody else's trainings. So this is at least my lens, what I took away, and that's what I'm going to share with you about, because that's what I'm going to be most passionate about. But what do you think Debbie Neal talked about, if any of you know her? Vision, 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 vision. And this is the relentless pursuit for your vision in Arbonne. And I didn't realize, you guys, that through the last few, I don't even know, months, year, couple years, this is just me being vulnerable and real. This book title came to me, or somebody was talking about a book that said like talent, what is it? Talent won't take you there. Or talent is not enough, I think. And not that I had, this whole talent, but I feel like I had the talent in dreaming, and that's just something that naturally comes to me. And I was just kind of banking on that, you guys. And when I heard Debbie Neal talk, I was like, I did not realize how much I was settling and watering down my vision through the last year or so, just with my own junk. And she said, leave your junk at the door. And so I'm going to start with that real quick. Leave your junk at the door. And I literally had this picture in my head of just dropping your luggage, like drop the junk at the door and let it fall, rather than carrying it and trying to hide it and just ride on your talent and whatever it is that you have. And I think, man, if we don't drop it and leave it, we're carrying it with us then, our junk, right? And it's like, she said, do not let up on an ounce of passion. Don't let up on an ounce of passion. Passion is not perfection, okay? Because that's something that I always try to do here. I carry my baggage, you guys, and I carry my insecurities with me and my junk because I want perfection, right? I want to have this, I think that passion, I think perfection is, oh my gosh, like I have to be perfect in this. I can't let anybody see this or else they're not going to follow or they're not going to do that. And that is nothing but junk and the wrong message to send to people in this business. Okay. This is a huge awakening for me in this weekend. So when you drop your insecurities and you just run with passion and you're okay, you know what, Eric Worre, I think he said, if your plan is to grow and look perfect or grow and be perfect, something along those lines, along the way, it's not possible. He's like, you cannot be afraid of being a little silly sometimes or being a little embarrassed. Just be you. And what happens is when, you guys, Debbie said, people need your extra. People need your extra. And I can't give my extra if I'm carrying a bunch of junk with me. They need to see me doing it regardless of being afraid. They need to see me doing it regardless of worrying about what people think. And that is where people, when they see that, they start to believe that they can do it too, because you're real and you're vulnerable. So that message was like, guys, whatever your fear, your mountain, or your all of that kind of stuff that's in our head, you've got to realize that, like, just go and do it anyway and be passionate. Feel the fear and do it anyway. It's a great learn and burn. Because otherwise, we are putting our junk on other people that is completely unnecessary. And we are already assuming things that are not even there, okay? And that's not even, hold on, I'm not gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna skip ahead, hold on. So we have to stop that. Working this business, trying to be perfect and carrying around our insecurities and our fear is baggage that you're putting on others. It's not about us at all. The Bible, and this is what I rely on for me personally, and I just thought of this scripture over and over again. It says that my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in your weakness. Therefore, me, will boast the more gladly in my weakness so that Christ's power may rest on me. It also says that what's impossible for man is possible for God, is possible with God. So I thought, man, I'm going to boast some more gladly in my weaknesses, you guys. Like, from here on out, you guys are going to hear all about my insecurities and you're going to hear all about my mountains, because for years I have been trying to hide them because I've been feeling so afraid of whatnot. But I'm like, I picture myself running now in this business with passion, like watching the baggage just flying off of my back. Like, here it goes. Everybody can see, but guess what? I'm leaving it. I don't care who sees it because I'm leaving it. So that's kind of how it spoke to me. I'm sure she said a million other things. She said, your vision is yours. So never lower it for someone else. You guys, no one else is going to care about your vision as much as you and your family and God, like no one else. So no matter where they are in your life, like you cannot let that put a crack in your passion. When we bring our insecurities with us, and as soon as somebody doesn't see Arbonne yet, or they say no, I feel like we just pull out like, oh, what bag is it this time? Is it the fear of what people think of us? Is it the fear of failing? Is it the fear of anytime we say no, when we have our baggage with us, we start pulling it out and unpacking it. Like, no, stop unpacking your junk. Leave it. We lower and we compromise so much until there's a crack in our vision and our belief. She said, and then you will be tempted for average. Do not be tempted for average in this life, because people need to see what we have. They need to see our weaknesses, because I believe whether you believe in God or Jesus or not, when we run and we are not afraid of showing our weaknesses, that is strength. Like people see that, right? Because everyone's afraid to be vulnerable these days. So anyway, with that in your vision, I know I'm going to go fast because we've got other people. So protecting your vision means, she says she literally closes her eyes every day for 10 to 15 minutes and visualizes her vision. Like she protects it so hard that like it's in there every day, and she takes that moment so no one can touch it throughout the day. So instead of, so address whatever those insecurities are for you. I kind of just named some of mine, but whatever those are for you that have been holding back that, like, guys, it even comes across with how we ask people. Like I was using the wording on the verbiage, but like you could hear it. Like it was like just doing the do. And I wasn't truly passionate about it anymore. So run relentlessly with passion, break the chain and let your luggage go and jump off the cliff. And she said, love the work because of where it is taking you. Done. Someone else go, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Emily, are you ready to go?
Yes. I have my sidekick here, so I apologize. No, it's okay. But honestly, you guys, I'll do my best to make this short and sweet. But the one thing that I want to tell you is if Arbonne puts out an incentive, or if our upline puts out a retreat, do everything you can in your power to get there, because I went to this weekend feeling fortunate that I was an area manager and had the opportunity. But you guys, it changed my life. It changed my life in a way that it will change my business, and just being able to like be surrounded by so many top leaders in Arbonne and our upline, and just develop relationships and watch people who literally live for passion and for pouring into other people pour into us is honestly something that you'll never be able to get elsewhere. And so I feel super lucky to be able to go. And I feel even more lucky that I get the chance to talk about Kendall Travers. She's an executive national vice president in Arbonne, and she started her business at the age of 25. I had no idea who this girl was, and she's been in Arbonne for 11 years. And the coolest thing about her is that her journey was not paved perfectly. Her first business builder literally called her from jail asking her to bail her out. Her second business builder she ever got quit the business when she was literally like inches away from earning the AIT trip, because she decided she wanted to work at Cracker Barrel instead. So she wasn't handed a team of aces. And it took her 10 years to get to national vice president. But the truth is she never quit. And what she talked about, and she's literally like the definition of the person that is like, oh my gosh, squirrel. Like, I mean, this girl was all over the place. Like I was like listening to her training to take notes, and I was like, she said she had 3 points and she gave 1 point. Like she was just all over the place. But I adore her for that reason, because she's not perfect, and none of us are perfect, exactly like Elaine said. And so the biggest thing, you guys, is that she said this business is so much more than selling products. It's literally life-changing. So we have $1 million lottery ticket, and we spend all this time comparing ourselves and just worrying about what other people think of us, that we can't actually focus on our business. And so the 3 tips that I took away from her training was, number 1, you guys, figure out what your distractions are. So what is it that is distracting you from disciplining yourself? Is it the social media comparison, right? Like, oh, look at so-and-so, she does such a good job in her business, or oh my gosh, look how fast so-and-so is promoting. We get so caught up in what other people are doing that we don't ever focus on ourselves, right? What about the fact that maybe for some of us, I know me, I don't set office hours, right? I wake up, I'm like, oh, I'll do Arbonne later. I'm going to do it later. I'm distracted by life. And then the biggest distraction, I think, can be finding that balance between work and then your family, right? So being able to be fully present in whatever it is that you're doing. So find your distraction. I have no idea what it is for you. It could be anything, but figure out what that distraction is and find a way to rid your life of it, or find a way to get around that distraction so it's not preventing you from being successful in Arbonne. The second thing, you guys, is scheduling and finding that freedom in scheduling. So like she said, she's like, I am not type A. I didn't even book my room for GTC next year. And some girl was calling me on my team saying like, did you book your room? And she's like, what are you talking about? That's like 8 months away or something. But she's like, she's not type A, but she found freedom in scheduling. So by freeing up her time, or by scheduling a small time block to do Arbonne, she was able to free up her time to be fully present with her family, but also be fully present in her business. So I don't know if you guys ever live in the moment of, oh my gosh, like, I'm so busy right now, you know, I'm always doing Arbonne. I'm thinking about Arbonne all the time. Well, we're never doing it because we're just thinking about it. And so by scheduling that time, you're able to actually free up time so that when you're with your family, you can be fully present. And when you're doing your business, you can actually be doing your business. And then the third thing was to get back to doing 3 Ask a Day, 5 days a week, and doing that consistently. So she talks about being a waitress, and she worked at an Asian food restaurant. And as a waitress, I don't know if anybody on here has waitress. If you upsell somebody, you essentially grow your bill with the table bigger, which is going to maybe give you the chance of a bigger tip. And so she was like, I had to go around, I'm picturing like a hibachi restaurant in my head. I had to go around and ask every single person, their meal came with white rice. Would you like fried rice? And she's like, I got so unattached to the outcome that it was like, would you like fried rice? Would you like fried rice? Would you like fried rice? And that's the same how we have to be in our business. We have to be relentless. We just have to ask people like, have you ever heard of Arbonne? That's it. And if they aren't interested, that's okay. Move on to the next person, right? Because it's only our job to offer it. It's not our job to become attached to the outcome. And so those are the 3 things, you guys. Figure out what distracts you. Find freedom in scheduling, and just get back to consistently doing 3 Ask a Day, 5 days a week. That is it. Arbonne is literally our birthright, and it's our tool that we have to do anything and everything that we want. I'm serious, anything and everything. And so if you will simply just plug in and follow the system and be coachable and just implement tiny little things by consistently doing your business, you can seriously grow so far. So the challenge to you guys is there's a district dreaming in California right now. You guys, you want to be there? I'm serious. If that weekend is like anything like this weekend is, it will literally change your life. So my challenge is to have all 25 people that are on this call in California in December. So game on.
Game on. Thank you, Emily. Kim Mason, you want to go next?
Sure, I can go. So I'm going to talk about Carlita's training. And if you don't, Carlita is the head of our nation. So she did a lot of summing up, and I mean, really, she provided an amazing experience for us. And I'm just going to share, I only had one point from her that I really took away, and it's changed there's been a lot of life-changing things, but this has changed my life in the last 3 days, and it will continue to do so. So what things she talked about is the root of all that holds us back is pride. And sometimes it's kind of like, it's a gut punch when you think of what pride is, and no one likes to feel like they're a prideful person. And so Carlita was saying, think about this to yourself. Are you a prideful person? And we don't want to say, yeah, I'm full of pride. But, I think that when it boils down to what holds us back, I know for myself personally, a lot of it is pride. And so when we think about some of our hesitations, what will people think of me? That's pride. We're caring more about what other people think about us than who we know we are. Or what if I fail? Some people never go forward because the pride of failing holds them back. And there are countless people who are missing out on this opportunity because they were afraid to fail. So their pride held them back. What if I succeed? That's another pride thing too. Some people are so afraid to succeed because of pride. So it's it's the same side to edge, the same coin. So looking at what's holding us back if you boil it down to its bare minimum, you could most likely will find pride there. And so one thing Carlita said is, she says, stay humble or be humbled. Because if you don't stay humble, you will become humbled. And that one is harder. So if you actively stay humble, that is going to help you immensely. And a challenge that she gave that this morning, I thought, well, I better do it myself do this, is ask 3 people who are closest to you if they think that you are prideful. Or more specifically, where do you see pride in me? In what area of my life? And what could I do to change that? And I would really challenge all of us. It's not easy to look in the mirror and really stare at the mirror. She's not on the call, but a good friend had said to me, being mindful and looking at yourself and staring at yourself in the mirror and not looking away and accepting who you are. And one of those things is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And pride is not a wonderful thing that we want to grow, but we also have to acknowledge where it exists. And my eyes have been open that sometimes pride doesn't look like you're boasting and bragging. It can be that fear of, what will they think? I'm going to be shy because I don't know what they're going to think about me. And I'm spending too much time worrying about myself. And that basically is pride. So I think that was my big takeaway, is because I think for me it was big gut punch, where all of these things, the only thing that's holding me back is me. And ultimately, it's the pride that I'm carrying on to.
Thank you. Sarah Pace?
Hi. I'll be quick because I know we're running out of time, but I too have been changed forever. So from this leadership retreat, so I'm so excited that I was able to go. I am speaking on Terry Fisher, and hers was on Limitless You. And it was basically about leadership, which is an area where I feel that I have struggled with my team and leading them. And Carlita's told me this before. She's like, leadership is a person of influence, and just inspire people and you're going to be influencing them. So it doesn't mean that you have to have, you organized team and all that and be able to pump them up. It's just about inspiring others. And I think that's what I came home with, is more confidence in sharing this business and asking, and not caring about me. It's not about me. Like all of us have said, it's not about us. It's about them and what we can do for them. And Mo said, she's like, how dare we not share this business? And that's kind of the motto I've been taking these last few days, is how dare that I not share this with someone? And what they choose to respond with, yes or no, is not on me, and it's on them, and it's okay what they decide, but how dare I not share that with them? So being a leader, she said that people are looking and they're waiting for us. They're waiting for us to step up. So people are watching us on social media, so remember that, and they're waiting for you to call them, because there are people that are, aren't happy with their situation and they want more out of life and they're dreaming bigger and they're waiting for us. So don't forget to ask them and don't leave them behind, because it's not our job to judge for them. And she had 8 points, so I'll just read them. She said, get over it. She said, get over caring about what others people think. And that's, Elaine and I talked a lot about that over the retreat, that we are so worried and so fearful about what people think of us. And it's not about us. So just leave it at the door. And after this weekend, I've had more confidence to be able to do that and just push through and just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and ask. So get over embarrassment of being part of a network marketing company, because it actually represents freedom. So be passionate about that and proud of that, because that's the way the future is going and we should all be proud of it. Get over the mindset of being pushy, because that's actually a mindset of fear, and get over people that have been given up on their dreams, and get over being a manager and start being a leader. So you're not managing your team, you're leading your team, you're inspiring your team. Be inspirational. That's what people need, and that's what they want. They want someone to be passionate, and that's what they want to follow. Get over the fear of hearing no. So I love that she said, no is next. I loved how she said that. So no is next. So that person says no, okay, next person, because there is someone out there that wants this. So move on to that and don't be attached to that outcome. get over rejection. Oh, that's what it was. Get over rejection. That was next. Get over the need to be perfect. And Mo and Carlita both said there's no one that's perfect, but you strive for excellence. So don't strive for perfection, strive for excellence. And that just takes the pressure off. So you don't have to be perfect. And throughout my life, similar to what Mo, you always felt like you had to be perfect, but you don't. Just strive for perfection and do the best that you can. And get over what others expect of you and do what God wants you to be. So I just thought that was like throwing all the baggage away, was what I heard from Terry Fisher, along with what Mo had said from what Elaine was saying. But like I said, it was just truly inspirational, and this weekend gave me the confidence that I needed to, get this business going and getting what I needed to hear out there. So I was truly blessed to be part of all that.
Thank you, Sarah. So there are some great comments. So I'm going to stop the recording and I will do a Facebook Live for my own takeaway since it's 9 o'clock.